Hey YouTube fragrance family! Ah, fuck. I forgot to take out all my scent of the days for the week. Shit. Hey YouTube fragrance family! Welcome to another initial impression on the Robes 08 channel. Today's a special one because this is a minty based fragrance. Not only that, but it's from the house of Thierry Mugler, which is one of my favorite designer brands. So as usual, my new initial impression has a fragrance sitting on my skin. It has been on my skin for a few hours here, so I have my thoughts already on the fragrance for a few hours on my skin. I'll give you guys I'll spray it again on my skin on video to give you guys my initial impression of that first burst. But this is a special fragrance for me because in the YouTube fragrance community, there's nobody, at least I don't think, that loves minty fragrances like I do. I love mint. Mint most times does not make me think of toothpaste or mouthwash or gum or things like that. And a lot of you out there that are watching my videos may think that way about mint. I love all kinds of mint, spearmint, peppermint. I love the menthol-like of the peppermint. I have here my favorite designer mint of all time, Roadster. It's more of an herbal, a thicker mint. It's not, mint really does give a shock to the system sometimes when it is peppermint. It really gives you an uplifting feel, a really great way to be a little more unique in the summer and spring. This one, a much thicker mint. It really does invoke more of a herbal-like feel to the fragrance, more into the dry down, of course. But really a great spring fragrance, not so much for summer. And then I got my favorite niche, especially people that are only into designers and like mint, might as well discover this if you haven't discovered it yet. Mount Fresh by James Healy. Really probably, I would say, the best uplifting mint-based fragrance on the market right now, especially for hot, humid weather. This one is so refreshing. It's so transparent. Probably the best transparent mint in the game right now, Healy's Mount Fresh. So go check that out. So mint is my game. Mugler, I love the brand. So this is, of course, a match made in heaven for me. This particular fragrance, I've checked out a couple YouTube reviews, first impressions, and this fragrance right here is getting lukewarm reviews on YouTube. There's not much love for it. So if one guy that's going to like this fragrance, it's going to be me because I love mint. And I know a lot of my fellow fragrance reviewers don't like mint that much. So I could see their case in point. So this fragrance has mint in the top, mid it has geranium, base patchouli and tonka bean. So not a huge note breakdown here. So let's delve into Kryptomint. I'm going to give you guys my first impression here, my initial impression of the opening. The opening puts a smile on my face, yes. As a mint lover, this opening has nothing to do with any Amen. Just take that out of your mind. It really is a different fragrance. As you can see, they got the new Mugler logo too. They don't have the signature anymore. But anyway, I digress. The opening has nothing to do with Amen. Nothing at all. It's beautiful. It's airy. It's refreshing, it's bright. I love the work. It's a peppermint in here from what I'm smelling, and lots of geranium. I love geranium in fragrances. Peppermint and geranium working together gives this fragrance its coolness. It really does invigorate you. And I know Mugler tried to do like an invigorating type of fragrance with Iceman, and it really didn't work out as far as sales go. That's why it's discontinued. But this is where it is. It's very cool. It's refreshing. It's bright, and it really just goes whoa. And that's that menthol-like feel to the peppermint. Very well composed opening. Very different from anything Mugler. It's a synthetic peppermint accord, yes, and it may remind the user of a mouthwash or something like that. Depending on what mint makes you think of. Me, I don't care. It really is actually one of the better peppermint uses in the designer game. Now, peppermint has more of a menthol-like appeal than spearmint, so that's how you kind of tell both of them apart. So this reminds me of the peppermint more than anything. The geranium here, very a great use of geranium here because it gives a scent. Geranium gives a scent like a rose-like feel. A lot of rose-based fragrances actually use geranium to make the user think rose. So geranium has a rose-like floral with a citrus-like appeal sometimes, and there's a little bit of citrus in here, and that's because of the geranium. If you smell citrus, like a lot of people are comparing this to Ultra Zest or feel like there's a citrusy burst in this fragrance, and that's where you're getting it from. You're actually getting it from the geranium. Geranium pairs very, very well with mint. Reason why, it kind of gives off, geranium kind of gives off a green, herbal, almost minty-like feel to the fragrance. It's slightly peppery too, so it'll give this fragrance a slight peppery aspect. It definitely gives us a green aspect, and it does kind of mesh well with mint. As many mint lovers know, especially my niche heads out there, they know about Geranium pour Monsieur by Thierry Mugler, which gives a high-end geranium and minty combo. So it's not the first time these two notes come and play together. This fragrance is not on that Thierry Mugler level. However, very, very solid combo. They both work very, very well together. And this is a great mint opening. I look at this fragrance as a two-parter. There's the mint geranium. That's it. You get a little bit of that Amen DNA kind of in the background. You're seeing that there's going to be some depth to the fragrance. So there's a little bit of that splicing through in the opening, but it really is a two-parter. Now, going into the dry down, that's where the mint kind of fades off. Mint in most fragrances really fades quite quickly. The dry down has a very faint chocolate accord aspect, of course, from the patchouli, the Amen DNA. Some say this kind of smells like a peppermint patty. I didn't get that combo yet. Again, I've only worn this time, so I can't say. I wouldn't go that far, and you're going to get a stripped down Amen dry down. It's not full, it's not actually very heavy, it's just very much has a lightly sweet tonka, only a bit of sweetness here, not overwhelming, and you get some patchouli. It's actually very basic dry down. The opening was the eye catcher for me and not the dry down. The dry down was very much boring. It was very much a stripped down Amen DNA, and that's where I see it from Ultra Zest. The dry downs in both are kind of basic. Overall, it seems like Mugler finally found a great backbone, a great DNA that they can utilize with new top notes for their fresh line. So Ultra Zest, you just slap on a new top note and you're happy. Same with this. You slap on that mint and that geranium opening with that basic dry down. So it looks like it didn't really work with Iceman and it didn't really work with Sun Essence, but now they're starting with that pure energy. Now Ultra Zest, actually I really like Ultra Zest in this one, and I actually really like this one now. My first wearing, I love it. It really seems like they have something that works. With Iceman, I think they emphasize the patchouli a little too much, and they now finally drew everything back to make it a fresher fragrance together. That's where I think it works here, and they don't have to use an overly harsh or synthetic orange like they did in Sun Essence to try to make it amplify a little bit much. It didn't really work very well with Sun Essence. So this is actually well balanced, well blended. I think this is going to be perfect for spring. I can't wait to wear this in the office. I don't think it's going to have that much push. Like on my skin right now, barely detectable. So as far as longevity and projection, I think it's going to be on the weaker side, to be quite honest with you. I still think this has been on my skin, I would say give or take 4 hours, give or take. It's still good for one spray, but I have to go like this, so it's still not too bad. I think it's going to be perfect for spring, and I really think that the mint here and a little bit of backbone can work well, not only in the heat, but I think it's going to work well in the cool weather too. I think, especially in the winter, I think the coolness with the mint is really going to work with this darker dry down. So I can't wait to try it out. I think this might be an all season. I think this one, I'm not really signature scent worthy, but I think it would be all season appropriate. depending. I don't think it's going to have that much push as far as longevity and projection. That's the only thing that's going to drive back in the cooler weather, but I really can see this mint and the combo here working also well in the cooler weather, but mostly for spring and fall, this is going to work so well. Even summer nights, I think this is going to work great. So this is my initial impression on Kryptomint. Consider me on the love side. Reason why, it does have obviously its downfall and its positives. Is this the best mint in the designer game? No, it really isn't. Is it a very solid mint? Yeah. Is it a very solid flanker from Mugler? Yes. Is it the best fresh Mugler? No. But it's not a disaster. And so that makes it an overall very solid release. So that is my initial impression on Kryptomint. Consider me a fan. Let me know in the comments below what you think about the new release. Thanks for watching.